So we have a new arrival to the shop. This is a 57 T-Bird that came from another shop. Another shop is doing the building of this car. Basically, it's here. We are gonna finish the metalwork, do body and paint, and give it back to them for final assembly. They've done some metal work on this car. There's still a lot of metal work to do. As you can see, it's kind of rusty. It's been in bare metal for quite a long time. It's been touched a lot. Obviously, we're gonna have to re-strip all of this kind of stuff and re-blast this car before we get it in epoxy. But this is gonna be a really nice little car. It's a Coyote with a 6R80, full tube chassis, real nice. It's got 9-inch with a 4-link. Got a Saturn power steering setup up in there. The metalwork that was done on this car is actually pretty fair. Their metal shaping abilities were pretty decent, but there's still a lot of metal work to do. As you can see, the panel to panel issues, not really the best panel fitment, but I don't think they really got that far with it. So we're gonna finish gaps, finish the metal work, anything that we find concerning. I don't think we're gonna have to really redo anything that they did, but we need to finish some things. Like the doors. The doors came to us just like this. I'm gonna have to make some door skins, and that's where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start making door skins today. And try to get one done today at least. Then we can start fitting doors, doing gaps. I'm going to propose a few things to the owner about some modifications, because this is a resto mod. This is gonna be a nice dark red burgundy metallic color. We're not sure which color yet, but this is gonna be some sort of a dark red and maroon with a lot of metallic and pearl. A really nice rich looking color. One thing that I would really like to do is get rid of these emblems. Get rid of this and cut this out a little bit. Make this a scoop. Get rid of that one. I think that'd look real trick. The inner fenders and all that is all custom made. It's got a Mustang 2 front in it. This is gonna be a really nice little car. He wants to try to get it in some magazines, take it to some bigger shows when it's done. So here we go. So up first is this door skin. They cut this off. I'm sure it was rusty. It looks like they did some repair work on the lower section of the door, and it looks really nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this door skin a little farther up. I'm gonna try to get my seam to be basically right at the bottom of this rolled body line. That's where this panel has the most strength, where I don't have to get into that crazy curve around the door handle. So I'm gonna cut this right in this area, and we're gonna clean this up, get some weld through primer on this edge before we start making our skin. And when we make our skin, this door is basically flat front to back. There's really not much curve to it. So we'll get into that here in a little bit about how we're gonna make this. I'm gonna start with a cardboard template, and obviously we have to allow a little extra because you can see that right there. This is hemmed on the back. This pinched right around the shell of the door, just like every other door. So we're gonna make the skin, and then we're gonna put the door on the car, and we'll probably have some grinding and welding to do to make the gap right to the car, the door gap all the way around. So now, before I make my cut, because I am going to be cutting the keyhole area out, I'm gonna take some measurements from the back of the door to the front of the keyhole, from the body line down, etc. Take some measurements before I cut all that. So once I get all that cut off, I'm gonna make a template to go from my line down and around, and we're actually gonna take our template and hem it over the edge and mark it on the back so that we know how much we need on each side to match this edge. because that's what we're after, is matching that edge all the way down. So now I am laying a nice straight tape line as a guide so I can make a nice straight cut to cut the rest of this skin off. So what I have here is the shape of the door shell, and now I need to compensate because this is the edge of the door shell. I don't want to cut that if I'm going to hem it around. So I'm going to go about a half an inch farther out than that line, and that's where I'm going to cut my template and start to bend it around and see if I want to start big and go small because I can't add more cardboard on this. This is builder board, it's called. It works really good for templates like this. So I'm gonna go about a half inch farther, and then when I hem my template over the edge, that's gonna tell me if I am good as far as how far around this wraps, because I want it to match the original skin as much as possible. So now I am trimming my skin to the shape of the template, making sure that it's going to fit the door, and you can see the bow in it as I do this, so that's why we put the bends in there for some strength. So now I've got my template cut out in metal. I've put a few bends in it for the curve of the door and to give it strength in the middle from wanting to bow down, and I will deal with this line. I got a little bit of a line. It looks worse than it really is, but there's a couple lines in there that I'm going to do some plenishing on with a little palm hammer, but I want to get this line tacked into place first. So I'm using these little clamps to make sure that things are nice and straight, and I have a bit of a gap there. I'm using 18 gauge, and good rule of thumb is generally to have a gap about as thick as the metal you're using. It just helps not warp things from expansion and contraction of heating and cooling. Gives you a little room. So it might be kind of hard to see, but you can see I've got weld through primer on all of this, because once I get the skin on and we're done with metalwork, we're gonna sandblast all this inside of here, get it in epoxy. But right now is the only time I'm gonna have access to this outer lip of the shell and this inner lip of the skin. As this gets wrapped around, I'll never have access to that again. So I put some weld through on there just for a little bit of corrosion protection. It's gonna get buried, never ever see it. So now I'm gonna get a couple tacks on this, and I'm gonna keep moving this around, because obviously this door, the original side of the skin is kind of doing this because it's been relieved of all the tension in it. So we are gonna use this tool and work it down to get that nice and flush. We're gonna get everything tacked into place, and then we're gonna start bending our hemmed edge around before we finish welding this. So now I'm getting the door skin tacked into place on the top using that little clamp. Keep moving that around, tacking things as we go. So now I've got this skin pretty well in place. I've got this all tacked. This came out really nice and flat, and I've started hemming the edge, and I've basically locked my skin down. I've got about 6 inches hemmed in on this side. I've got about 6 inches hemmed in on this side, and I've got a few inches on the bottom that's hemmed. So now this skin is mostly locked in place. I will clamp as I'm hemming around this. I'll have some clamps here and there kind of moving around, but we're gonna finish getting this edge hemmed over. And as you can see, this lines up almost perfectly. Once I weld this and grind it down, no problem. And my hem on the inside lines up almost perfectly as well. So that's a big part of, if I was gonna try to use something like 16 gauge on this door, this edge would stick out farther. This would be fatter edge. And as you can see, that edge, the edge itself actually is very uniform to the stock part of the door skin. So now that I've got my skin locked down, I'm gonna start hammering and dollying these little bit of crease lines that I put in there by forming that panel. a little bit of strength in the panel. So now I'm smoothing those out before I finish hemming everything. So as you can see around the corners, I actually cut some relief cuts because as this bends around this corner and this wants to go in, it's actually going to want to overlap in a few areas. So as I bring this down, I may have to trim a little bit off, make it meet up good with my slice. And then when I start welding all this together, I'll come in, weld my slices, put a few spot welds on the back edge of the door skin. And basically the big longer areas like this, I kind of have to work gradually. This is not done yet. This is just kind of curled around. I have not hemmed it tight yet. I'm gonna work this corner, get this corner real nice before I continue on. We're basically working from this end that way. So at this point, basically what I'm doing is hammering, dollieing out any of my little bit of line that I put in there by making those bends for the strength of the door, hammering and dollieing those out before I finish weld my seam. So now I've got the skin hemmed on, welded on, and now when I grind this down, as you saw in the video when I welded this, I weld a little bit, blow it off, little bit, blow it off. That weld doesn't need to look nice. We're gonna grind that all off, and we need to do the same when we grind. We don't wanna get it too hot. We wanna keep things nice and cool. I've got my lines mostly hammered out of the door. The door skin seems nice and tight. I think we're in good shape. So now as I grind this, I want to go back and forth slowly, keeping things cool. I don't want anything to get too hot as I'm doing this. So there we have it. We've got the door skin done. I've got my weld ground down, and I've kind of just shined everything up. Get a good look at it. Looks pretty nice and straight. Pretty happy with that. You can not even see my weld seam. But if you look at this other door, you can see what I was talking about how when this is relaxed, how much it's gonna just move. It's gonna just wanna go down because it's relaxed, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's because there's no structure on the bottom of the door. Where if you look at this one, it's a lot straighter because of the structure in it now again. So now we're gonna go ahead and get the door on the car, see what our gaps look like. I'm sure there is going to be some areas where there needs to be some work. There's a couple areas on the hem, on the door, in the bottom round parts especially, where it's a little bit jagged. And I'm not even gonna do anything with that until I know what I need to do to make it fit the car properly.